Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 1st through the 6th. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead with this lovely deck here. And we're going to pull a spirit message for you all from this unicorn deck here. So without further ado, my dear Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, my fellow Scorps, we're going to see what's coming up the week ahead. A lot of us Scorpios are very sensitive to moon energy. And we have the full moon in Sagittarius coming up on the 5th. This is going to bring about a lot of changes on a world level. We're already seeing it all around the world, not just in the United States, but all around the world. There's many protests happening for many different reasons. And the reason is the Sagittarius full moon is a time when people are wanting freedom, security, justice, the right to be themselves and to live their best life. So we're coming into a new world, and there's going to be lots of shifts along the way. But we're going to see how Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising may be feeling these energies on a personal level in their personal lives in the week ahead, starting in the week ahead. Alrighty, my dears. So this energy that we're coming into, it's going to be with us for a while, guys, potentially up to a year. But we're going to see what the energies have in store for Scorpio this week. So we have here the Two of Pentacles. And so Two of Pentacles is a card where you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. You may be feeling like there's a lot going on. Scorpio, I do feel for some of you, you are finding yourself in a situation where there are others depending on you. Or there are others looking to you for help, for guidance, for advice. And you're feeling overwhelmed or juggling many things in this way. I feel some of you do have a sense of frustration and that there's a lot of things that you're needing to do for yourself or in your personal life, or just obligations, obligations, things that need to get done in your personal life, but you're also trying to be there for others. I also feel some of you are in the midst of a personal project that is very near and dear to your heart, that is opening up the door or the pathway for you to create some kind of a passive income. I feel a lot of you Scorpios are feeling very guided and very led to create a passive income in your life, because you're wanting to do like philanthropic kind of work in this lifetime, and you're wanting to help others, and you're wanting to be of service. So you're like, well, I need to find a way to bring income in so I can support myself, but also have time, have the freedom to move about, to travel about, and to give my time and energy to these causes, to help, to volunteer, to donate. And so as you're trying to set this stuff up, you have a lot of other things happening in your life. Some of you are still working a traditional like 9 to 5. You may have a full-time job. You may have family obligations. You may have a lot of people reaching out to you. And you're like, whoa, I don't necessarily know how to prioritize this because everything is equally important, right? And that's the thing about Scorpios. Scorpios are very, 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 very loyal. And so you might be feeling like, well, I don't want to let people down, or I want to be there for them. I wouldn't be surprised. This is just how I see happen sometimes. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, and we'll see how the reading unfolds. But sometimes when I'm feeling this kind of energy, some message comes up where we're being shown where not to put our loyalties. Like Spirit might be helping us or showing us that, hey, you know what? It's okay for you not to put your energy into that right now. And we'll see what the cards have to say. Gemini had a very similar message in their reading for this week, but we'll see what's coming up for Scorpio. Your next card here is the Two of Wands, and Two of Wands is choices, decisions, having to weigh the pros and cons. There could be some kind of a partnership that is being offered to you. There could be a contract that is being offered to you. But whatever is being offered to you in this period, Scorpio, you're being encouraged to really, really, really read in between the lines. If you do have things coming up with contracts, I don't know what this means. Holy moly, I don't know what this means, but I just heard non non-disclosure agreement. That's pretty fancy, and that's not an everyday thing. So maybe some of you are being called or asked to assist on a project. It could be something in terms of entertainment. Maybe you're being, invited to be on a show or something. Or it could be something in terms of a proprietary business kind of situation where you're being asked to help at work, work on something or launch something for the company. It could be a non-disclosure agreement where you're being told, okay, well, you can't talk about this or you can't tell people what we're working on. But non-disclosure agreements can also happen if you're having some kind of a legal case, if you're going through some kind of legal case right now, especially if it's a civil case, if there's something happening where there's going to be a settlement, and they're giving you a big payout, they might have you sign a non-disclosure agreement that says you're not going to tell anybody how much you got out of the lawsuit. You're not going to tell anybody the details of the case. You're not going to talk about the situation. And those are things you really, really need to understand the details of that very, very well, right? Because you might think, oh, well, I wasn't saying anything about that, but you can land in big trouble. So these are things you need to understand. If you are being asked to sign some kind of contract, if you can have more than one attorney look at it, get a second opinion, because it might be hindering you, or there might be a way that you can make a change to where you're getting more out of it. There's like more of a benefit coming in for you. But for some of you, it could be partnerships. You could be beginning a partnership with someone as you're preparing this project or this idea in this terms of launching. Scorpio, I'm getting a very interesting vibe from this card. I feel some of you are preparing to go away for a while. I'm hearing go away for a while. You might be talking about this with someone. I don't know. I just feel like some of you are coming into a time of being out there on the road. And so you might be setting up income or work some way, like maybe there's been something in which because of recent events you've been able to work at home, and you're trying to keep that continued so that you can kind of go on the road or travel. I don't know, I'm just getting a very nomadic vibe, and it's something that you feel you need to do to find yourself, to heal, to be of service to others. So some of you might be kind of planning to do this with another person. Like you're getting ready to go out there, but you're not wanting to go out there entirely by yourself. Interesting message there. Your next card here, Scorpio, is the World. And the World is major arcana, okay? And we talked about the full moon in Sagittarius, so there's a pretty good chance, my dears, where what's happening here with the World card is we're finishing up our lessons. We're finishing up our obligations. So far we haven't had anything about Spirit revealing us or showing us where not to put our energy. We'll see. We still have one more card, but the World card can indicate that what's happening is that we're finishing it up. Like Spirit is helping us to finish things up, or to get certain people a little bit more independent, so that we can focus on the next chapter or the next phase for ourselves. The World card is the end of karmic cycles, healing, feeling very comfortable in your own skin, putting yourself out there. It's also a card that can indicate a certain degree or certain level of fame, of attention, of like your reputation being out there in a positive way, being adored, being appreciated. And so some of you are preparing to put yourself out there in this way where you're being seen and you're being celebrated for your contribution, for what you're bringing to the people, or what you're bringing to your community. The World card overall, though, it doesn't have to be where you're all out there in the public eye. For some of you, it's going to have that message, but it could just be where you're ready to stop hiding. I think if you're a Scorpio that you've been in hermit mode for a long time, I feel the World card is indicating that you're coming into a time or into a chapter where it's the opposite of hermit mode. You're connecting, you're out there, you're getting attention, you're comfortable with it, you feel good about it, you feel good about yourself. You've elevated your relationships and your experiences, so you're calling in abundance. You're calling in things that you enjoy. Life is shifting into a higher level, okay? So being that we have this eclipse energy, the eclipse is going to keep it around for a while. So it could be over the next year, Scorpio. There's might be a lot of triumphs ahead for you. So there could be beginning portions of this week. Could be the beginning of it this week. Alrighty, my dears. Your next card here is the Chariot, another major arcana card. So really big shifts and really big changes. And the interesting thing about the Chariot, my dears, is it is a card of movement, and it can absolutely indicate travel, okay? It can be that some of you are preparing to, how can I say this? Aries had something very similar. But I feel some of you... Okay, one of the things you need to know about the Chariot card, and this is one of the main meanings for many of you, which is like when Ralph Waldo Emerson said, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. So for a lot of you Scorpios, you're very clear about what you want for the future. You understand what's going to give you a sense of freedom, security, like living your best life. You're making decisions in your mind that this is what I want. And you're going to find that the doors are opening, or you're being guided. Your guides are helping you get there very quickly. And that's going to be an additional theme for you over the next year. For other ones of you Scorpio, the Chariot card, one of the meanings about the Chariot card is getting to a sanctuary city. And right now, when we hear sanctuary city, we think in terms of immigration, and we think in terms of like, Los Angeles or San Francisco, that, the police are not reporting people who are, who are undocumented. And that's what a lot of people think of when they hear sanctuary city. But back in the day, that's not what a sanctuary city was. Back when tarot was invented, that's not what a sanctuary city was. Sanctuary cities back in the day were like, say you committed a crime or you did something by accident and you didn't mean to do it. There were certain cities that if you could get there in time before they found you, if you could get to that city before they found you and came for you, they couldn't go there to like prosecute you or take you and drag you back to your city. They had to leave you alone. It was kind of like if you've ever played tag and you have like the safe spot where you're like, oh no, I'm here, you can't tag me, I'm safe, right? That's what the sanctuary cities were. And as long as you were a good person while you were in that city and you helped the community and you made something of yourself, after a few years, you could go back to your city, you could go back to your place, and they wouldn't be able to touch you. They wouldn't be able to like bring charges against you. And so I feel, in the sense, sanctuary city, not that you've committed a crime, Scorpio, but I do feel with the Chariot card, some of you are planning, and you might think to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't know how that would ever happen, or how I would ever have enough money for that. But I feel it's going to surprise you how quickly it's happening. Aries had a similar message. But I feel like some of you have an idea where you're wanting to go purchase property, like a little getaway kind of place. Whether it's like a little cabin, or maybe you're wanting to go to a different country and think, oh, it would be cool to spend part of the year in a different country. Or, maybe like, depending on where you are, you might, where your current country is, your currency may be worth more a lot in a different country. And you might be thinking, let me get a little place settled out there. Let me get a little corner, carved out for me. And I feel this is going to be the place where you're going to do a lot of your life's work, whether you're writing or creating art, or being a spiritual teacher. I feel like you're going to be surprised, Scorpio, how quickly this manifests or how quickly this comes in for you. But I do feel a lot of you are setting yourself up for like this place where you can get away and not be disturbed and not have people bother you, and where you can go and do your work. You can do your work, your prayer, your meditation, your healing, your love making, you know, whatever it is that, you know, you want to do, or, you know, whatever's going to help you do what you need to do. So I feel like this is what's happening, Scorpio. I feel like a lot of you are preparing for that. I think there's a lot of Scorpios right now that have come into this incarnation that are what we refer to as indigo children, star seeds. You know, there's all kinds of names, but we're here to bring about change. We're here to bring about change using our different gifts and talents and natural abilities. And so I feel like a lot of Scorpios right now are kind of going into activation mode. And so one of the things you're realizing is you're needing like some kind of a den. You're needing like some kind of place that you can, you know, pull away to. You're not going into hermit mode, but like go and do your creation process. And then like the world card, you know, come out like that, you know, shining phoenix, or come out like, okay, here it is, all here's what I've been working on. So I do feel there's a sense of like life work. Okay, some of you may still hold on to some kind of a traditional job in the process until these things take shape, and it might be more something you're doing as a hobby or something creative that eventually is taking off. And then, like I said, a lot of you are establishing a passive income that's allowing you to have those bigger dreams. We're going to go ahead and pull your oracle card, my darlings, and see what's coming up. Please be sure to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. They may add a little extra information. If you would like a private reading with me, please be sure to check out the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me there. And I do have an announcement at the end, guys, about maybe coming on live and doing readings live on YouTube. So you do have here, the message is balance. And that's really kind of confirming for us that two of coins, right? We have a lot going on. We're juggling a lot. Balance is going to be important. And so this says, take time to relax, indulge a little more, or does it say leave? Oh gosh, I'm getting old. I'm going to need bifocals soon. Indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. So I love that it says indulge a little more or less. Because sometimes we might indulge a little too much. So just finding balance with indulgence, setting boundaries with your work. So like I said, a lot of you are really focused and you have a lot of things you're working on, but you're going to have to make time to rest. You're going to have to make time for work-life balance, relationship balance. The butterflies are very symbolic of a transformation here. This is really interesting because the last reading I did was for Sagittarius, and they had a lot of orange in their card, and the orange was really jumping out at me in terms of like the sacral chakra. But I'm getting a different feeling for the orange for Scorpios. For the yellow, I feel solar plexus. I feel this is a good week for Scorpios to do work on their solar plexus. You can look up solar plexus meditations, solar plexus affirmations. I think solar plexus is going to be really important for Scorpios this week, or it's like a good thing to work on this week with the current energies coming in. As far as the orange goes, I feel, Scorpio, like Spirit is trying to let us know that whatever you're working on is going to have really, really significant progress by this fall, by like November period of time. It's like some harvest has come in that's allowing you to rest, because it's even like Spirit is showing me squirrels. And when I think of squirrels run around and they grab their little acorns and stuff and they shove them up in the tree and they just keep doing this. And then the winter comes along and they're living like happy little kings in their little tiny, you know, tree houses, right? And they have everything. They have everything stored up. And they're good. They live like kings through the winter. And so I feel something is happening that's going to allow you to take time off in the fall or in the winter time, some much needed rest. So it's kind of like busy, busy, busy. It's going to be really, 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 really busy. And then through the summer, it's going to be really busy. And then once you get into the fall, you're going to be able to take some time off. Some of you maybe are taking an extended vacation, whether or not you travel. We'll see what's happening, guys, in terms of traveling by that period. But, you know, even if you're not traveling, you're taking time off to just kind of like heal and do expression and work on projects that are joyful for you, that you're doing because you genuinely like them, and then you're able to kind of put them out or release them again. Alrighty, my darlings. So let's go ahead and see what else we have coming up. Oh, no, that's it. That's what we have coming up. The announcement. I had the announcement for you guys. Those of you who know, I have somebody that I know who's a wonderful, wonderful, kind, warm-hearted, single mother to 2 boys, very hardworking. She's in danger of losing her salon because of the closures. Luckily, she's been able to reopen in New Mexico. They let them reopen, but she's still behind. And so I did a fundraiser on Instagram, and we were able to raise $888. Magic angel numbers. I'm going to post the GoFundMe in my community tab again. If you are able, if it's not going to hurt you, if it's not going to break the bank, if you can go and donate just $1, if enough people do it, there's enough views on the videos. If enough people do it, we can get to the $2,500 goal to save the salon by Friday. If we can get there by Friday the 5th, then on Saturday, June 6th, I will come on YouTube live. I will announce the time. I will come on YouTube live and I will answer your questions. And when I say answer your questions, I mean I will do card readings. You guys can ask questions in the comments and I will pull cards, and I will do it for free. I know a lot of readers will be like, oh, whoever donates will get a card pulled. I did something similar to that on Instagram. But it was a kind of hard keeping up with it. So I'm just going to come on and do free readings live on YouTube if we hit the $2,500 goal by June 5th. So again, I'm going to go ahead and I'll post that in the community tab. And once we get there, then we're going to go ahead and do the live readings. And if it goes well, maybe it's something I'll do once a month or something. We'll see how it goes, my darlings. Be sure to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Wishing you all a wonderful week, my dears. Take care.